Hi guys, welcome once again to my channel and thank you very much all of you my already existing subscribers. I know it's been a while. Tada, I'm back. Okay, so this time around what I want to do going forward is I pick up a topic and then we talk about it. And that's just me, we talk about it. I let you know what I think. Afterwards, I bring up a guest and then we have like a question and answer session so that going forward, it's not going to be just Bella's view all the time. We're going to be able to have a balance, to what other people also think, and then other gender too, the other gender rather, what they also feel. Today I'll
Okay,
be
that's
talking
that.
about mother-daughter versus father-son relationship. And then we know that this relationship is influenced or can be influenced of different factors affect this relationship: gender differences, personalities, upbringing, of the father and then the mother affect the kind of relationship that the father and the son has, and then the relationship that the mother and the daughter has. Now we have let me talk about the
Personalities
personality of the
first.
mother would influence how she would relate with her daughter, and the personality of the man I think would influence how he would relate with his son. Now, if it is a father that while growing up he was all lovey-dovey in his home, his father always took him out, he and his siblings, they're always out without their mother or even with their mother. Naturally, when he becomes a father, he would exhibit the same traits. And if it is a mother that while she was growing up, she was probably abused. Okay, maybe she was not abused. Maybe she was traumatized, or her mother lost one of her siblings or something. She would naturally be overly protected or protective rather of her daughter because she has gone through that kind of a thing before. She has experienced trauma before. She would naturally be overly protective of that child. And it might sometimes look as if the man is careless. It's not like he's careless. It's just that he didn't experience what she experienced. So their relationship will be different. The things that he would not take to heart, the mother would naturally take it to heart. Now, gender also has a role to play. Now, the way our parents treat the ladies, we ladies, is different. Girls, the female version is always different from the way they treat the male version. Reason being that at different times, different they have different expectations of us as your gender. There are things that as a female, as you grow, there's some things that your mother expects personally. As at 10, when I was 10, I started cooking when I was 10. I started cleaning the house when I was 10. I'm sure when my younger brother was 10, he couldn't do any of these things. Why? Because my mother used to ring it in my head every now and then. Obirinye, we lost your call. Obirin, even when I was still young, calm down. But I'm not going into that. As I'm just saying that the relationship that the mother would have with the daughter would definitely be influenced by what she went through, what she saw, how she viewed life, or how life was thrown at her. Would determine the way she would also pass it on to her child. Now there are exceptional cases because there are people that they go through very terrible things growing up, and then they had to unlearn those things so that growing up or handling their own children, they can impact positively or a different lesson in these also, we should note that there are different families with different dynamics. Every family has their own dynamic, and then the things that influence the way the way parents parent their children. I don't know if that is correct, but yeah, I'm going to say it again. It's going to influence the way parents parent their children. Depending. Sometimes it's maybe the way they give birth to the children, the order of the children. Maybe the boy came first and the girl came second. Somehow you feel like, oh, the boy the because even though the girl came second, the boy should still different home, different things works for different home, and then culture. There's just different things that affect how we parent our children. There's a way the father. Everybody has a way in their head they want their children to come out. And different cultures, different way of life, different sphere of influence affect this thing. My mother wanted me to come out as an entrepreneur. No, she wanted me to be a nurse. I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And then she trained me. She kept hammering that nursing thing in my head, even though I was like, hello, this woman, what's my business? That's by the way, I don't want to do it on that. But I'm just saying that different family, different dynamics. So it is important that we understand different dynamics that works for different families. And then it's important that you respect dynamics that works for every family separately, individually. These are things that influences the way parents choose to parents choose to parent their children. I don't know if that is correct, but yeah. People, it is the order at which they give birth. Some people, it is the way their family, they call it maybe culture, the things that have been that they've known for years past in their family, they decided to maintain it. Just respect people's family dynamics, and then don't try to enforce your own family dynamics on my own family. No, it will not work, and then you don't expect a father that did not really know love growing up to show love to his son, except he has unlearned those things and he has learned something else. So if you are the partner, if you are the spouse, you need to try and teach that man how to learn how to love his children in a different way. That it was abuse doesn't mean that abuse is the normal thing that everybody should go through in life. So it's important that we note that every parent child relationship is unique and different. And then the things that would affect us society wise, socially, your relationship, in the way you deal with people at work, the way you were brought up, the manner at which your parents cared and loved you. There are things that would affect you naturally, like that. I mean, generally in life, and will influence even your own decisions and actions. And so if you notice that if you realize, don't notice, because if you realize that, okay, there are some things that my parents held on to or believed, or there are ways that my parents brought me up that I don't think is the right way. You as a person try to unlearn those things, because there are a lot of harm that our parents did to us. They didn't do it because they wanted to hurt harm us. They did it because that's what they knew. That's how they knew how to love us best. But now we know that maybe it was abuse, or maybe that was not the right way to to teach us. I just thought, okay, let me talk about this topic. But like I said earlier, I am going to henceforth bring a guest that we talk about this topic again. So it's not just, rather, again. So it's not just what I think, or something. I love you guys. Thank you for staying faithful. Thank you for encouraging me, and thank you for pushing me all the time. Love you guys. Adios, te amo.